Hey guys, JoeFan82 here. Sorry it took me a little bit longer than I expected to get set up. I threw it out kind of last minute on social media that I would be doing this live stream, and it's not going to be very long. I am, excuse me, I've got a little cough going on. You know when you get sick and you can't get rid of the cough. So I got my final shipment from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club of the final 12 figures, and this is the box right here. So I'm going to be opening it up and sharing with you guys what's inside. So let's see here. So I got my scissors, I got the box. Looks like we got a couple people joining me. Hey guys, Green Yeti 907, Benny. Yes, this box contains the final 12. And I will be opening it and sharing what's inside, for better or worse. I hope I didn't just cut the card opening, but I'm going to be opening them anyway, so bear with me, guys. I'm opening the box. This is most likely the final box I will be getting from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club, in case they're supposed to still have product available in their store, I guess, until they sell out or the end of this year, whichever comes first. But I don't foresee myself buying anything else from them. Benny, the paperwork has the figure stand taped. Okay. Yeah, so I got mine. Hold on. I can't see myself here. Okay, so I got mine weeks after a lot of other people because I ordered all 12, and if you ordered all 12, they kept them back to insert a corrected figure stand for one of the figures. I forget which one. So other people have had them for a while, and I just got them yesterday in the mail. So here we go. I'm opening them up, and what I'm going to do is I got a second camera here, and let me make sure that it's working. All right, so right now you should see 25th anniversary barbecue, which I got at Acme Superstore. If you haven't seen my last video, go check that out later. So I'm going to put the figures here so you can get a little bit of a better look at them. So in the box, and Benny, you're right, the figure stand is taped to the paperwork. All right, I don't need that. So are you guys as excited as I am? Hold on. Hey, Splendopia. Hey, Yo Joe. Splendopia says, I ain't got none of that. I decided during FSS1 that it was a scam. Well, to each his own. Yeah, Red Laser, that's a figure that looks pretty good. All right, so this was not in a box. I think I know what this is. All right, we got 10 people on. That's great. Thanks for chiming in, or showing up, guys. Tuning in, I should say. So let's move this guy out of the way. We've all seen him. And all right, let's move this over. You guys can see me, you can hear me. All right, so I am unwrapping this is Ninja Force Zartan. This is not a Final 12 figure. He is in addition to the Final 12, but he's in a poly bag with the Cold Slither cycle, and the figure is in there. I guess since he's not on the card, I could open it up. Oh, he comes with a file card. That's nice. So I'm not going to be doing any full reviews here or anything tonight. I'm just opening it up so you guys can take a look. If you can see that better on the side there. Let me move this over so I can see. Splendopia says, we're just as frustrated as you are. That's the party line from the Collectors Club. Splendopia says, careful with his ankle joints. I haven't heard anything about his ankle joints, but I will look out for that. So we've got a file card here. And the figure. See if I can hold it up closer so you guys can. So I'm going to be doing a full review for this and the cycle. So if you can't see it too well, it's okay. Just stay tuned and you'll get a better look when I do my full review. But so far I've heard mostly positive things about this guy. And I have to say I do like purple and green. If I can get the head sculpt in there. And he also comes with his figure stand and a couple weapons. Splendopia said, I sort of like that figure, but the G.I. Joe Trooper alternate head killed it for me. Huh. I've heard the opposite from a good amount of people, that they actually thought this was an inspired choice, the head sculpt. If you don't know what he's referring to, this head sculpt was used on the G.I. Joe Trooper figure from... It was Retaliation, I believe. So there you go. So that is Ninja Force Zartan. Next, we've got some boxes here. And these contain the Final 12. Where'd my scissors go? Here they are. So let me know if you guys, any of you guys have the Final 12. If you already got it or if you're still waiting. Like I was. Another comment from Splendopia. He says, I never had the original Ninja Force Zartan. Do you think Zartan, Zarana, Xandar are all gingers, or is it a disguise? I've never actually thought about it before. It's a good question. Because Zarana has always had pink hair. And Zartan, I don't think we've ever gotten an official image with Zartan with his real hair, have we? I feel like he's either in the hood or he's in a disguise. And Xandar, I'm not sure. To answer your question, I'm not sure. I don't know. All right, so I got the first box open here. Let's move this guy aside. Let me hold on 1 second so I can see what I'm doing here. If you guys can get a good look at, he's got the Cold Slither logo there on the bike, which is pretty cool. So let's move him over out of the way. Okay. All right. And here we have Slaughter's Marauders Barbecue. And since I've already got him out, I'll put him side by side with 25th Anniversary Barbecue, so you can have a little comparison there. So he's really close to the vintage look, the same coloring. Look at that artwork, really nice. Slaughter's Marauders logo there, spelled correctly, right? Yep, spelled correctly this time. So that's Slaughter's Marauders Barbecue, and you can probably guess who the other figure in that box was. Slaughter's Marauders Lowlight. So this is basically the same Lowlight we've gotten before, but looks like he does not come with the case for his rifle, and he has a little phone there. I don't remember if the other figures had the phone, but there he is. I love Lowlight. He's a great character and figure. I haven't had too much experience with barbecue. I just got the 25th one, and now I've got this one. So those are those two guys. Woodman 29, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm just going through the final 12 here, unboxing the shipment I got from the Collectors Club. And I'm just now realizing that there's going to be a lot of dead air here as I'm opening the boxes. I forgot how tight they packaged these figures. Mark Hole, hey, how's it going? Woodman 29, yes, I did get them. Finally, they finally arrived. And Splendopia, what do you think of Brian's shorts? All right, so this figure I was excited for. I know a lot of people weren't, but I was, and I believe the artwork, the card art for this guy was done by Adam Riches. This is Coils, right? Coils O'Doom, a member of, not a member of Action Force, but our Action team, but an adversary to them. I know a good amount of people won't like his coloring. It's bright, but he's using the same face sculpt as the cesspool, the convention exclusive cesspool, and I really like that card art. It's really nice. And so in addition to the file card on the back, there's a nice little write-up on the adventure team. These couple paragraphs here, so that's kind of nice. Oh, and a really retro Hasbro logo there on the bottom. Woodman 29. Yes, I did get the Zartan set. I already opened that guy. It's right here. So you just missed that one. And with Quarrels O'Doom was Black Spider Rendezvous. Sort of the opposite in coloring. Again, some nice artwork. It's got the Adventure Team logo there on the top. And yeah, he's in all black. For those of you that like black. Mark Hoke says, I did a review on the 25th anniversary of barbecue 2 weeks ago. Cool, Mark. Splendopia said a weird new character choice. Yeah, this was, I don't think anyone was expecting this, you know, especially on the final 12. So it looks like mine's got a little bit of a bow leg going on there in the package. His right leg is kind of bowed out there. That doesn't look too good. I'll have to get a closer look at that when I review him, but I'm not liking that. The Black Spider Rendezvous looks pretty good. All black, basic, kind of basic there. So I'm going to move on to the next box. Yeah, Splendopia says the Adventure Team art is terrific. I agree. I think it's really nice. Albert Moe says J. Jonah Jameson without the mustache. Yeah, you're right. He's got red hair, but if you make that dark, then yeah. And if J. Jonah Jameson had a big scar on the side of his face, then yes, you would be correct. Woodman 29. Yes, I will be opening the figures when I review them. I'm not opening them now tonight. Just opening the boxes and letting you guys see what they look like on the card. If I can get them out of the box. They package these really tight. All right, so let's get these guys out of the way. All right, so next we have Tiger Force Psych Out and Tiger Force Tunnel Rat. These are based on the vintage Tiger Force European exclusive figures. So Same style that we've come to expect from the club. Vintage look. This is so this Tunnel Rat is a repaint of the Tunnel Rat from G.I. Joe Renegades. It's not a repaint of the other version. So I've heard a lot of complaints about this figure specifically and his color scheme. They don't like it, which is fine. You don't have to like everything. Nobody's asking you to. But just so you know where they got this from, these are based on the vintage figures, very close to the same paint style. And you guys will probably say, well, I hate those too. Well, fine. Fair enough. Some people love them, and that's okay too. So there you go. I love Tiger Force. I love the sub-teams. These guys are actually, well, Tunnel Rat here, the only thing he has on him that screams Tiger Force is his cap on his head. Otherwise, you might not even tell he's in Tiger Force. Albert Moe, no, I have not done an updated room tour. That is something that I want to do, but I just haven't gotten around to it, and I'm probably not going to get to it. I'm tentatively planning on doing that towards the end of March. Woodman 29, great to see your collection grow. I've been with you since the beginning. Wow, great, thanks, man. I appreciate the support. Mark says, Joe fan, gotta admit you and HCC 788, that's Hooded Cobra Commander 788, got me into doing reviews, so thanks. Well, you're welcome, yeah. The more the merrier. Action figure expert. I got the original ones that are cool, the vintage figures for these guys. Those, I haven't looked up pricing on vintage European exclusive figures, but from what I gather they can be a little pricey being exclusive and European. So getting them here in the States might be a little pricey. Albert Moe, original Tunnel Rat is better. Do you mean the vintage Tunnel Rat or the earlier version of the earlier modern version? Because I have the Renegades version, the other style of this exact figure. I don't have the other one yet. So let me get the next box here. Splendopia. The only way collectors are interested in these figures is if they search on eBay for the original ones, and they're all too scarce or expensive. Oh, wait, now we get it. Mark Hoax says, best sub-team was the Dreadnoks because they were all original characters. Well, I don't consider the Dreadnoks a sub-team. I guess maybe you could consider them a sub-team within Cobra, but I always thought of them as a separate organization that was paid by Cobra to do stuff, whereas sub-teams within G.I. Joe are a part of that organization. They're just splintered off into different groups, Albert says, I bought the vintage G.I. Joe print because of your video. You mean the big poster from 3djoes.com? If that's what you're referring to, yeah. That's a really nice piece. Hello to Sierra. How are you doing? Albert Moe, hired help for Cobra. Yeah, that's kind of what I consider them. All right, so we are done looking at these guys tonight. The next time you see them, we'll be in review. I don't know what order I'm going to be reviewing these guys in yet. So if you all have any recommendations, let me know. So it's 12. I'm planning on doing them one at a time. I've seen some other reviewers will do them together, like those two they'll review at the same time, but I'm just going to do them one at a time. It's a little easier for me. All right, the next two figures we have are Sonic Fighter Dodger, whom I did have as a kid, vintage figure, and Sonic Fighter Viper, whom I did not have. And the Viper looks like he comes with a slew of accessories, which is great. And Dodger, I think, is a repaint of the figure that was released at JoeCon. Was it last year, I think. So, some nice card art there. I'm not a huge fan of Dodger, but this style of the figure speaks to me just because I had the vintage figure as a kid. So I'm trying to get these straight for you guys. So there we go. Maybe I should turn my table a little bit, and then is that better? Sorry, maybe I should have just left well enough alone. This, I'm just first impressions on the card. I feel like this guy, he looks like maybe could be in a desert environment. The face mask on him, the red face mask, I feel like it would have been really cool if it was done in a some kind of reflective or shiny paint or plastic or something. I feel it's just missing a little pop to me. Yeah. So, and they both have same thing, file card on the back. And Sonic Fighters, another sub-team. Love Sonic Fighters. Love regular Sonic Fighters and Super Sonic Fighters. All right, we got 4 figures left, guys. And then that's it. That's all she wrote. Well, you guys are lighting up the chat here. Let me try to catch up here. Sierra sided with the Joes rather than Cobra. Me too. I think I always sided with the Joes. Splendopia says, I do like Tiger Force Blizzard, but I hated buying repaints in the 90s and making them 10 times more expensive 20 years later does not help. Well, as a kid, I never had the original versions of a lot of the figures, so I didn't consider them repaints at the time. They were new to me, you know? Sierra, I recognize some G.I. Joe characters, but some of the others I don't know. I don't know Sonic Dodger. Yeah, Sonic Dodger, I believe the Sonic Fighters came out like the 89, 90, somewhere in there. Sierra says, I do have the 2 G.I. Joe movies in a DVD double feature. You mean the live action movies? I'm assuming that's what you mean. Albert, I read somewhere that JoeCon will be back again. No, I have not heard that. I'm pretty sure JoeCon is dead. The last one was last year. What you might be thinking of is Joe Fest, which so far seems like it's kind of taking up the mantle where JoeCon left off. A lot of people are going to be there. Hooded Cobra Commander's going to be there. I think Ron Rudat, Larry Hama, a lot of the big names in the G.I. Joe world. And I thought that I might be able to go, but now I'm not so sure because funds that I had allocated for that had to be used for something else. So, and I forgot where it even, it's in Georgia. this year. Joe Fest is in Georgia. Bear with me, guys. Trying to get this. All right. Mark says, too bad the club is shutting down. Yep. That's the last hurrah for the club. I doubtful we'll see anything like it again. Sierra says, I'm also really looking forward for the new spin-off movie focusing on Snake Eyes. I am cautiously optimistic about the movie. I think I said it on... I was recently on the Viper Pit podcast, and we talked about it a little bit. And I said there that I will be convinced that the Snake Eyes movie is actually happening when I have my ticket and I'm in the theater ready to watch it. Because if you know anything about film and movies, things can be put off or canceled at a moment's notice. You never know. And look at what happened with Retaliation. It was due to come out within, I think, a month, and then they pushed it back almost a full year. So who knows? But I am trying to remain optimistic about it. So, and I'm going to try to report news on it as it comes. Green Yeti's going to be at Joe Fest. All right, good for you, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so I was looking forward to these two figures, probably most of all, out of the final 12. We have, so on the packet, on the cards, they say Sonic Fighter, but these two are really super Sonic Fighters. We've got Sonic Fighter Road Pig and Sonic Fighter Falcon. And I had both of these vintage figures as a kid. They were fantastic. I never had the original Road Pig. I didn't know the original Road Pig existed until I was an adult. But I was really excited to get this one because I missed out on the Dreadnought package. You know, that set, what was it? Like 8 figures in that set, and I missed out on that when it came out. So this is a reissue of that figure that was included in there, and he's got this very similar paint scheme to the vintage figure. He's even got his cinder block weapon there. Great card art. I know some of you guys are wincing in pain from seeing this guy, but I love him. And then we've got Falcon, who is a repaint of Falcon we've seen before. You might have him from the 50th anniversary Wolf Squad, but he's in a beautiful gray and black digital camo, which I loved as a kid. I thought it was really cool. And he comes with a helicopter backpack. While not as cool as the vintage one, it's still kind of nice that they actually included that in the set. Let me see if I can catch up on the chat here, guys. Albert, how about the Midwest for Joe Fest? How about South Florida for Joe Fest? Then I won't have to drive very far. Yeah, I don't know how they make the decisions on where these conventions are held. I guess they hold them where they think the most people will have access and won't have to travel so far. So, you know, I live in South Florida, so I'm pretty much guaranteed that there will never be any major G.I. Joe convention down here. They do have some conventions in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, but it's nothing huge, nothing big. Because South Florida is away from pretty much everything else. Splendopia said, I was at the Rise of Cobra premiere in 2009 in Rhode Island. I love being a fan. Oh, that's cool. Were any of the actors, were the actors there and stuff? That's pretty cool. Sierra listing a lot of characters that she likes, and her favorites include Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, Baroness Scarlet, and Lady J. Lady J is my favorite female Joe. Matt, hey Matt, thanks for tuning in. Benny says, all we did is paying $48 for a repaint. Wah, wah, wah. Green Yeti, club figures are super expensive. Green Yeti, they have Daytona Beach Comic Con. I heard that's a pretty big convention. I haven't heard. Now, Daytona is hours away, hours north of me, and I haven't heard of that con, but it's probably a good chance that that's bigger than anything I've got and get down here. Sierra says she loved the actor that played Storm Shadow in the live-action movies. I did too. I thought he did a really good job. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing him in that role again because they're rebooting that franchise, they're recasting everybody. But I thought he did a great job. So we've got one box left. 2 figures. Oh, and I just realized that it says on the box which figures are in the box. Huh. I mean, I guess that's easy. Makes it easy for them when they're packaging all this stuff up. James Berry Jr., hey man. Going pretty good. I want to thank you guys for being patient with me and sticking with me while I'm opening these guys. I think we got a pretty good turnout tonight. We had, I think that the most we had 18 people tuning in, which is pretty good. I've had a good amount of new subscribers lately, so if any of you guys are new, welcome. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing. There we go. So these last two are, again, part of a sub-team. Let's move our Sonic Fighters out of the way. All right. Here we go. Let the fan outrage commence. These guys are members of Tiger Force, the sub-team Tiger Force. This is Hit and Run and Blizzard. I think out of all the figures in the final 12, I think Blizzard has gotten the most hate that I've seen, basically because he is all yellow. He is an Arctic figure and he's all yellow. Thinking about it, I probably would have preferred it if they had made his suit all white and kept this little Tiger Force spot there. But they didn't, and he is what he is. And some decent card art there. And Hit and Run. Hold on, let me look at him for a second here. It looks like Hit and Run is a repaint of the Hit and Run we've gotten before. Let me check his face paint might be different. The only one I have is the all gray one from the 50th anniversary. So I can't comment on how it compares to the other version, but yeah, he's got his helmet and I guess his face paint, and then the straps around him are the only bit of Tiger Force that's on him. If you wanted to, you could take the straps off, give him a different helmet, paint the helmet, I guess, and he might not even know that he's in Tiger Force. I'm not really a customizer. I don't have the time or the patience to really dive into that area of the fandom. But if that's your cup of tea, more power to you. Some people are very skilled at it, and I applaud them for their efforts. So those were the last two. I wish I could give you one final shot of all of them, but I don't have enough space on the table here. So probably when I review the last one, my last video, I'll have a group shot of all of them. Let me catch up on the chat here before I sign off. Action Figure Expert says, basically asking if they gave us a 6-inch line for the Snake Eyes movie, would you still collect them? I would be interested in purchasing them just because they're G.I. Joe figures and to review them for the channel, but I am not a fan of them replacing the 1/18th scale totally with 6-inch figures, if you catch my drift. So I would like to see, I'm okay with seeing 6-inch in addition to the scale that we've had for 10 years now. Over 10 years. Benny, yellow snow, right? That's what a lot of people are saying about this blizzard. Sierra, the actor that played Snake Eyes, is also awesome. Yeah, the thing about him, Ray Park, he's a stuntman first, and then he's parlayed that into some acting roles, but he's not known for being an actor, and I don't think that he could hold up a movie on his acting. There will be plenty of action, I'm sure, but I think they're probably looking for somebody that has some more skill with acting, and also younger. Ray Park is, I'm not exactly sure how old he is, but he's not a young guy, that's just entered the military. I think they're probably looking for somebody in the mid to late 20s, and I think Ray Park is in his 40s, I think. Mark, you got a good presentation. You're talking about my stuff behind me. Yeah, thanks. These are Detolf cases from IKEA. They are pretty nice. Let me see if I can back. So, yeah, I think we're done with the figures. You've seen them all. If you're just tuning in, go back and watch me open the other ones if you missed it. Green Yeti, where's Black Spider Rendezvous? All right, you missed that one. Let me see if I can find it and show you. All right, hold on. Bear with me, guys. Here is Black Spider Rendezvous. Nice card art. Green Yeti says Ray Park is 43. Okay, yeah, I thought he was in his 40s. Would have been 29. Keep up the great work, sir. Look forward to your reviews. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, here he is right here, Green Yeti. Albert Moe. Room tour. I'm hopefully going to do that this year. Tentatively planning for the end of March, but we'll just have to see. Because that's a very lengthy video to produce. So that means while I'm working on that, there's other, multiple other videos that won't get done. So we'll have to see. Sierra asks, do you also collect G.I. Joe Funko Pops? No, I don't. I don't have any Funko Pops, actually. Benny, got to get dinner ready. Have a great night, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, man. I'm actually going to be signing off pretty soon here. Sarah says, Black Spider looks cool. Yeah, he was probably the figure I was least looking forward to out of the final 12, but in hand, he actually looks pretty cool. So, yeah, I'll have to see how he is out of package. Action figure expert. Thanks, man. You have a good evening, too. Albert says, do you search on eBay for any loose pieces? If so, how about a video on the process? I haven't in a while because I've been trying to get mostly stuff on card. But when I was first collecting 25th Anniversary, when that first came out, I was in a really pretty tight spot financially, so I was actually going on eBay and looking for those loose. And so, like, I remember getting Serpentor, Scarlet, a couple other ones. I got those loose on eBay at the time. So Mark says he's posting a new video tomorrow. It's a comic review. I'm assuming a G.I. Joe comic review. I did on my Patreon, I did a review for Silent Option number 1. That's a Patreon exclusive video. I'm hopefully going to get to the rest of those. But those take a long time to do, much longer than an action figure review. So, Albert says, just bought Rock and Roll, Bipod, and Gun. Took months. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. That was an unboxing of the final 12. That's it for this year for new figures. I did not get the Cobra Night Stalkers. They were in a 3-pack. Those are the female Cobra figures. Did not get those. And that's it. And supposedly the Snake Eyes movie is coming out. And supposedly we're going to get figures for that. We have not seen anything yet. So until then, this is what's going to be it. And stay tuned to the channel. I will be reviewing all of this stuff in due time. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in on this last minute live stream. And thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.